everyone, it's Erin with Hail Varsity. I'm joined by Greg, also of Hail Varsity, and we are here to recap another week of Nebraska football practice. So we just heard from Coach Scott Frost. He just, every Thursday, sort of concludes what we have heard from the week. So, of course, your two big talking points, special teams and the offensive line. Offensive line, what we know, sounds like the shakeup is certainly happening. But before, because we always do the injury report first,
Okay.
Brock Bando, if you're wondering if you might see him, all we heard was he's close. He apparently had a couple of different illnesses that compounded on top of one another. He was, honestly, it sounds like, ready to play the week he got sick.
Yeah.
So will you see him against Northwestern? To be determined. But Coach Frost, our favorite, we talked to you about it on Tuesday, he's close.
He's close.
So, Greg, knowing that the big talking points have been offensive line and special teams, what was your takeaway?
Yeah, I think that Coach Frost wanting to see guys perform on both of those units when the lights are on, right? Mm-hmm. And literally in this case, because Nebraska plays a night game.
Literally.
He said again that Nebraska's punters, both of them performed well and practiced all week, but he also made sure to note that they did the same thing last week, and we saw what happened in that game. So he wants to see that translate from the practice field to the field behind us. And the same thing goes for offensive line. He wants to see, no matter who's out there, wants to see them performing well, and it does feel like all signs and arrows point to a shakeup coming on that offensive line.
As for what that offensive line looks like on Saturday, I would definitely caution I would caution from assuming too much about who is going to play where. I think we're going to end up probably knowing when we see them roll out for the first time on Saturday. So,
yes.
They'll be our best guesses. For one of the things, too, if you're curious, we always have a pregame report at hailvarsity.com that we will have on Saturday, and we do watch them go through warm-ups, but sometimes those warm-ups don't tell us everything.
Yeah, they can be tricky with that.
They can be tricky, which is really more of my point. It was be wary, because it's just like the same thing with us not getting a travel roster, not getting necessarily a depth chart prior to the game. Everything to a degree is uncertain until they actually go out on the field.
And even then, it wouldn't surprise you, even if we get into the game and some different guys rotate in at different spots, right? Just to see who's playing the best and what the best five combination is, particularly on that offensive line.
And he did talk about Adrian. He said Adrian's doing all right. I know he went out for a portion of the game against Michigan State. But we did also hear from Adrian earlier in the week, which I think is important. I've actually had multiple people ask me personally, is he okay? He spoke on Monday. I think if he wasn't okay, you would not have seen him in that situation. But Frost maintains he's incredibly talented. He's doing everything he can. And he said not to listen to any rumors that you hear about Adrian Martinez and his health at this point.
And he is tough as nails.
And he is tough as nails.
That's something you always want your coach to say about you. Just saying.
Adrian is tough.
He
no
is.
matter
No, I'm
what.
not saying that he's not.
No, I know. I'm just saying, no matter what you think, no matter if you think he could be playing better or anything else, I do not think that you can argue against how tough Adrian Martinez is.
Toughness and leadership are two things that you really can't question with Adrian Martinez.
No, absolutely not. Now, to be honest with you, it was very little talk about the defense this week. There wasn't a lot. Even Frost pretty much breezed right past it. The defense is doing what they need to do. The defense is playing well. It kind of is the if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing. So there wasn't a ton of defensive talk this week.
No, there really wasn't. He, mentioned that he was happy with the fact that they want to continue to elevate their play. That's what they should do. And then he pointed out a couple of plays that they could have wanted back. So I think it's kind of status quo with the defense until, there's a reason to talk about it otherwise.
Although, and this is kind of just a fun fact for everyone, if you're wondering how unique it is for that defense to hold a team like Michigan State without a first down in a half, I went through the record books for a Hail Varsity mailbag question, and to be honest, there probably are other instances of it. It's just really difficult. You have to honestly go game by game, box score by box score. But there is an instance in 1963 where Nebraska held South Dakota State without a first down in the first half. So there's that one. But here's your fun trivia. You can go give it to anyone you want to. I'm sharing this with everyone.
Party trick.
Fordham would have actually been the last game had Nebraska in the final minute of the game not given up the only first down of the second half. Fordham did not have a first down the entire second half until that final drive that Fordham had, and they got it on a 2-yard rush. They got it by 1 yard. So there you go.
So all in all, the defense is playing
Defense is playing
well consistently through the season.
And that's really the name of the game. So what will we see on Saturday? One, it sounds like we're going to see some rain. As you can kind of see in the weather behind us, it's going to be potentially a rainy day. Frost City hopes that weather is out of here by the time the game comes, but they have been doing wet ball drills, different things just to kind of get themselves ready. But we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Yeah, and he said that mostly affects the quarterback. Like it's mostly to do with them handling the football, and otherwise everything should be okay. But they do practice it.
Although there's a chance it could be breezy, because as you're seeing from my hair, and also the flags right there, like it is breezy. So hopefully for the kicker's sake, it tones itself down by kicking it.
Hopefully, yeah.
Fingers crossed. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section of this YouTube video. Make sure you're subscribed to Hail Varsity's YouTube, and also head and bookmark hailvarsity.com. We will have everything leading into the game. Like I said, pregame reports of anything that we see on the field that we can share with you. Weather updates, anything that you might need. We have it at hailvarsity.com. My hair is just disagreeing with me through this video. So with that, we will leave you for another week. We'll be back on Monday with more practice updates.
Yes.
But we always have videos here at Hail Varsity's YouTube. So make sure, again, you are subscribed. We will talk to you later.